Yes, the sound is here. There we go. All right, that was we're back online, I think. We're back online. Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm going to make sure I can hear myself on this. Yes. Okay, I can hear myself. I had to make sure I get this thing fixed up right here. So anyway, I've been offline for about 2 weeks. We had to take some things. Mass shootings been happening. Had to put in some groundwork, get some people focused. They were not understanding the context of a lot of things happening. Very sad state of affairs. The anti-black racism that occurs here. So that was a little bit more pressing to me. I'm only a one-person operation running this YouTube channel, and I don't have assistance just yet. So when things start pulling one direction or another one, I am gonna go offline for a second. I really think that compared to covering some sports is vastly more important, and I know you guys understand. But now that we're back here, don't forget to smash the like button if you're not a subscriber. We're having subscriber mode only. We get a lot of trolls when we start talking about certain people on here, so if you want to troll, you may as well be a subscriber. You got to be subscribed for 5 days or longer in order to comment. Otherwise, don't forget to smash the like button. Stay blessed. And you are now listening to Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. Shout out to you, Ferdinand. You are coming out here. Okay, so I got a lot of things. Given that whole context that we got just now that I gave you guys, I got a lot of things to actually catch up on here. So what I'm mainly going to do with this Prefontaine Classic recap, I'm going to go over this a little bit quicker than I normally do with each event, and I'm going to focus on some other ones. In the men's pole vault, of course, we know who's most likely to win it. Duplantis got the win. Nielsen got second. And this was the best time, if any, to be able to defeat Duplantis, in my opinion. Nielsen has the world-leading vault right now. But he got knocked off a little bit sooner. Casey Lightfoot finished a little bit lower than I would have expected. But Guttormsen from Norway actually got a PR, and a national record. So congratulations to him. Women's high jump, Vashti got second for Yaroslava, which is the world leading mark from Ukraine. Congratulations to Yaroslava. Women's 10,000 meter run, that's the USATF championships. We're not going to cover those. Women's discus, I'm going to kind of go through these a little bit quicker. Valerie Allman, man, she's on a winning streak. How many meets is this in a row? I think we got to start doing a counter on her, because she just over here just coming meet after meet, whether it's discus, hammer, whatever. She's coming out here and getting it. So here you go. She already got the world leading discus throw right here at 71. She got 68.35 meters with the throw. Congratulations to her. Sandra Perkovic. Those two are going to be going first and second. If Allman falls off, Perkovic, she's got it. She's got it. It's like one of those things. If Athing Mu falls off, we already know who's going to be right there on her. The 2 mile women, Nian Saba won that race. Meet record, world leading mark, sub 9 minutes. Beatrice Chebet for Kenya got second. Like I said, I'm going to be going through these a little bit quicker. Let's see. The women's 5,000. Letesenbet Gide can't get a break. She ain't got no kick, but this is earlier in the season, so they're getting real close to that world record. Now, it's just after the world record got broken by what's the name from Ethiopia? Why am I forgetting her name? At the Olympics in Rio, it's just like everybody, the doors just going down. She did it by herself at Rio, caught everybody off guard, was like, bam, everybody catch here. Oh, wait a minute, this isn't the 10,000, this is 5,000. What the heck am I talking about? But with that being said, after that did happen, now we're seeing the 10,000 and 5,000. Letesenbet Gide don't got a kick, but she was just dropped before. Taye for Ethiopia, they're getting very close. It's Gide that's got just a hit over Gide right there with Gosh dang it, from the Netherlands. I'm trying to get all of this so quickly. I'm getting a little bit confused. And Worku, I'm surprised she finished so far down the list. Here's the 5,000 meter men. Chep the guy, 12:57.99. All right, good win. Mengesha for Ethiopia in second. And there you go. Those are your two men. Then a day after, it was real good, heated up. Now let's go over to some of the things that you guys are waiting for right here. All right, so hurdles. I gotta just say this. Oh yeah, Taye does have the 5,000. Thank you. It's the 5K. That's what they would call it, 5 kilometer. When it's on the track, they call it 5,000 meters. When it's on the road, it's 5 kilometers. World record. So yes. So it's not even a surprise that she's got that. Usually the people on the road don't actually get the at the same time, because running on the road and running on track are two different things. The track, you can kind of count and do your paces every single lap, and that makes an advantage. I ran with a teammate like that. He just was trashing cross country, and then the exact same distance on the track because he could see it. This man, well below in the 40s, well below in the 40s for the 400, running very quick on the track. So I'll just say that. Dos Santos, this man is gonna be hard to beat. He put his mark out. He beat the American last week. That was a surprise to many, not a surprise to me. He's young. He's young. He's younger than all of them in the field. Usually, he's the youngest guy coming out. He's one of those early talent stars, and they just weren't paying attention to him. They're looking at Alisson Dos Santos and just like, whatever. The man is a dangerous factor. He was in that world record-breaking race too. Yes, Safan Hassan. That's what I was thinking of. He was in that world record-breaking race in Tokyo. So it's gonna be those top 3 in the hurdles. This is exciting as hell. I just gotta say, the men and the women's 400 meter hurdles. It's literally a 3. It's like if somebody put a sprinkle and they said at the same time the men and the women gonna have 3 people that are generally there. Obviously 2 in Vorholm is way above everybody else. On the women's side, it's a little more competitive. People are saying that Dalilah Muhammad maybe not have it. No, at any given day, Muhammad, if she got it, she could turn it up. During the season, Muhammad usually dies out, and I say usually, it's no guarantee that she'll win a random race. She could finish last on one of them, or 4th or 5th. That's the most likely scenario. It's either she gonna dominate or she like fades real hard. But when it comes to championship or something, it's like don't count her out. So it could be anybody's race at that point. On the men's side, Dos Santos is like, no, I'm getting this. And if you saw him celebrate last week, look at him now. He's ready for it. So the Francois said, hi, it's been a while. Hope you've been good. Benjamin dropped out because of COVID. Hopefully he recovers. Yeah, I hope he does too. That would be disappointing a little bit. That would be, no, not disappointing. It would be, I don't know another word for it. It'd be kind of disheartening to lose some of the competition. But actually, COVID is that serious with certain people, and hopefully he doesn't have an underlying condition that it could take his life. So I hope that he recovers. We don't need yet another track and field athlete to be taken too soon. So I really, hopefully he recovers. That is a good point. But yeah, I've been good. Like I said, these mass shootings have taken me away a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. I was running the other day and doing my training outside. I look at the cops been looking at me with a murderous intent, and it's been happening over about the last 4 weeks. So it was before these mass shootings, and they just getting more and more aggressive. Gotta have your Kit Kat ready, by the way. And yeah, I was looking over my shoulder. It made me sick to my stomach for about 2 days, and I still ran. I'm like, look, it ain't gonna scare me off. We got to do our thing. We got to do what we need to do. But yeah, these things are some real life stuff. We are a victim right here. I am a victim of white supremacy. It does cause mental health issues. Don't let nobody fool you with that. So yes, you can be a victim and still be empowered, because you're supposed to be repaired for that. So when people try to victim shame and say, if you're a victim, you can't do it, those motivational speaker types, no, you're a victim. You're supposed to be protected. You're supposed to have some things as a repercussion. You get hit by a car, they give you some money to repair that. So same thing with the blacks in the USA. But anyway, getting back on point for track and field here. let's see. Getting back on point here. We got the men's 5,000. Now this was faster than the day yesterday, and Aragawi. There we go. Aragawi. Man, this dude ran off from like mid-race and just took it by himself. Barrega, nowhere to be seen. Tefera, nowhere to be seen. Wale, nowhere to be seen. You would have thought Ahmed would have been up there kind of competitive too. You thought the big names were there. No. He said, look, I won Diamond League last year. I'm about to win this Prefontaine Classic meet right here. He got a personal best, meet record, world leading time, under 13 minutes. He told, hey, check the guy, look at what I can do. And I did it by myself. And so he came in and he showed them exactly what was up. So this was actually a pretty decent race. I was excited looking at it. And I'm going to try to, because I'll be on the ground at the World Championships this year. So I don't know how the live streams are necessarily going to happen, by the way. So if I'm going to be on the ground watching them, my live streams may not be as instant because I'll be in the stands, you know. And then I'll have to, unless I just give the tickets for somebody else and just cover it that way. But I wish I could have seen this one live because that made me excited looking at it on the recording. Now, here we go. I'm going to get to the women's 100 after I do the long jump. Let me cover this one first. Nothing really, to me, too exciting. No offense to Sagnia from Sania from Sweden, but Brumate should have got this. Davis, I guess that's fair. I mean, it was raining, it was cold. Nobody's really doing their best except for Sania. Actually, she had a personal best, so that was pretty good for her. She came up. And she did a personal best, even with the rain, even with it being a little bit cooler than people would have expected. So yeah. Well, there you go. Marion Jones with a meet record. Interesting. So, there we go. I'm a little bit disappointed. Like always, I'm like, Brumate, get these. But, hey, look. She just got to get it at the championship. That's what we got to get. Okay, the women's 100. I'm just going to cut to the chase here. So, I guess it's a little bit fortunate. Yeah, Aragawi, 5K world record holder. I got to look at these and catch back up. My mind is on business and some of the other stuff with the shootings and stuff. I've been giving a lot of talks and getting some people gamed up over the last few weeks, actually. So my mind is still actually actively picturing all of that in my head, and I haven't switched over to track and field mode just yet. So some of my mind is blank for it. But, so Richardson is about where I thought she was at, which I made a comment on it. You guys saw the post. I thought she was about a 10-9 to about just about low 11 or sub 11, but she couldn't be faster than 10-9, and it showed here. Now, obviously, this was also a little bit cool, just like the last conditions. So with this week, she's a little bit better. She didn't trip or whatever. One thing I do got to say. Oh, yeah, don't forget to smash the like button, guys, for the people that are out here. One thing I got to say, there were people congratulating sha'carri Richardson, and I saw that on some channel. I saw it on 2 Jamaican YouTube channels or something like that, and somebody in the comment section said, what are you congratulating her for? And I was wondering that too. I'm like, congratulations for what? Because she showed up? And I'm just like, that's what they're supposed to do. This is their career. They're a professional athlete. You don't congratulate somebody for showing up to a job that, I mean, they voluntarily did. So that was kind of strange. And then they said, yeah, because she showed up and ran. So I was just like, yeah, there are a lot of people. See, this is why I said sha'carri Richardson has a fan base with people, or people trying to be a little bit politically and nice with her. Y'all already know I'm a roaster at any given time. I'm a roast anybody at any given time, because I've roasted multiple people, where be they from Jamaica. And if y'all turn on it, hey, I don't need this YouTube channel to depend on. I'm gonna roast anybody if they should be roasted. That's what we do. Foundational Black Americans roast people. That's what we do. So, but what I will say is Elaine Thompson-Herah, I was debating on whether putting up a picture of the one that I have now, or the one where she has the model picture and she's kind of looking, sitting there. It was for her birthday, kind of like the queen type of thing. And I was like, that's a little bit too much. But Elaine Thompson-Herah has shown that she's got what it takes. She's not to be trifled with. Nobody's getting her. Right now, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is going to have her work cut out for her later on. Elaine Thompson-Herah has got this thing, and she's looking very, very good. Now, y'all know this time last year, I was saying that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has got it. It wasn't until after the Jamaican champs I changed it because I saw what Elaine Thompson-Herah did. I saw this right here. Elaine Thompson-Herah has it. I'm leaning toward Elaine Thompson-Herah. I know there's a lot of people that are fans of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, but I'm going to just say that right here. That Elaine Thompson-Herah, based on what I saw here, based on what I saw from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in the 100, just 100 to 100, forget her 200, and the strength that she may have from there or whatever, I'm going to say is leaning slight favor to Elaine Thompson-Herah. I saw the same thing in this race that I saw at that one, it was, I think, a Diamond League meet, and it was on a, quote, slow track in Europe. That's what I saw here. Sha'Carri Richardson, I think the only reason she got second is because Shericka Jackson, once again, did not lean at the line. She just refuses to lean. Throughout the season, she don't lean. As a matter of fact, she barely leans at the championship. She's kind of reminded me of Ta Lou. Ta Lou and Shericka Jackson, I don't know what they do at the line. Like, Ta Lou kind of leans forward, but, I mean, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce don't lean when nobody's near her. She'll lean when it's somebody near her, but when nobody's near her, it's a crapshoot whether she's going to lean. But Shericka Jackson clearly had the advantage and would just straight up. Sha'Carri Richardson had to lean to get this. So between both of them, Shericka Jackson, and I mean to lean or not lean, I'll look at it like this. Because of the prize money, I know they get appearance fees which outnumber that. To me, I don't even like losing one penny. The difference I think is $2,000 between that position. I'm going to get my extra $2,000. If I got second, I'm leaning my ass off and I'm going to get my $2,000 extra dollars. I'm not giving it away. So, let me read y'all comments now, and then I'm gonna get down to Dina Asher Smith because I'm gonna make a video on her by herself. TT Terry, still doing good. Shout out to her, breaking 11 seconds again. This is her first season going pro. Congratulations to her. I've been looking at TT Terry like there as well. So let me see. They said D'Angelo said Richardson good though and looked good as well. Stoopy said I don't need to go. Oh, are you talking about how he was talking about Richardson and everything? Michelle Mala said, why Nike giving Sha'Carri alone these embezzled suits? Yeah, when I first saw her, I was just like, wait a minute. This is literally something I would expect Flojo to be wearing, like for real. I was like, wait a minute, is this like a Flojo? And I was like, she doing it again. That's her style though. She got inspired by Flojo, so I'm not gonna bag her. Now, I will say this. Now, I want y'all to feel the same energy. How the USA might be pumping up Sha'Carri, and the USA media, and some people here, is the same way that Oblique Seville is being pumped up in Jamaica. There was a drought for the men, and I'm going to tell y'all this way. A lot of y'all the reason why y'all saying it here too, is because of the rivalry. Cool, that's rivalry. But I got to do what I always do. I got to point out something. Look, y'all call out the USA for doing it, but y'all do it with Oblique. All he did was run a fast time. So when Sha'Carri early the season last year all she did was running fast times, that's fine. You hype up your people. That's what we're supposed to do with sport. Now when it came later on and then all the stuff happened, then we can start arguing something else. Oblique, because I remember just before he did that, the men's Jamaica team on this comment section, I see y'all can't even hide it. I know y'all faces. I know the comments. Y'all was like, man, the Jamaican men, they ain't doing too good. We need to ignore them. That's how some of y'all said, and a couple of y'all call them trash, but most of y'all didn't. Most of y'all wasn't going that far. Y'all was just like, man, the men, they not trying too hard. It's like, man, look, they can't run fast. It's not like they're not trying. You know, it could be, but maybe they're not. So I'm just pointing it out here. All it takes is for somebody to run fast, and it gets everybody's attention. So it's not just Americans, because a lot of y'all said that before. They was like, well, you know, Usain Bolt only got attention because he broke a world record. Man, the Americans only get attention when they break world records. The way we get paid over here. We don't get paid that much money, and then you get some attention when you break a world record. So just point that out. So let me read these comments again. They said, what do you think of sha'carri's start? Surprised she beat Sharika. Also surprised Brianna got last. I am actually not surprised Brianna got last at all. After I think she should. I'm gonna withhold my comment till later. But with sha'carri Richardson, I am actually honestly pleased that she got the start that she got. I'm just like, okay, Sharika Jackson, she don't got the best start. I can see that she could lose to Richardson out of the gate, because Sharika Jackson kind of be she ain't there on the track all the time. She's like an airhead. Now, I look at it as a funny airhead. Some other people took it a different way. I saw comments with people, but she's not all the way there. Her reaction time and her start might not be there, but she's fast. She's fast as hell, but she's not all the way there. Sometimes I don't know if she's looking at the butterflies or she's ready to run. That's how she is. That's a bubbly personality that she's got, and it works to her advantage. In this case, it didn't work to her advantage with her start. And then also Richardson probably had a better day than she normally would. So you're reaching both of those at the same time. It's kind of like with Usain Bolt having fairly good starts and Tyson Gay having horrible starts, right? So if Usain Bolt had a bad start and Tyson Gay had a good start, a fair start, not a fantastic one, then you would see Tyson Gay beat Usain Bolt out the blocks. It would have to be both of those at the same time. And I think that's what happened here. Jackson wasn't all the way with her better start. She had a one worse than her normal one. And then Richardson had one of her better starts at the same time. So that's what I got to say on that one. They said second place is questionable. Elaine Thompson, a class of her own, Ferdinand, said, sha'carri is one of the lucky athletes who has been rewarded without achieving anything, so it's not surprising to see people congratulating her just for turning up. The Francois said, let me catch up to y'all comments. Andrea says she's not being congratulated for showing up. People complain her times were awful. Now she runs a better time and she's still receiving flack. She can't win no matter what she does. No, Andrea, factually speaking, I might have to show the screenshot. I'm telling you, I read the comment. They was like, congratulations, congratulations. And then somebody in the comment section said, why are you congratulating her for? She didn't run that fast. She just won the race. And they said, because she showed up. That's literally what the YouTuber said. This is a Jamaican guy. He said, this is a Jamaican YouTuber. He said, because she showed up. I'm not making it up out of thin air. That's what he said. He said, congratulations to her. He kept saying over and over in his video. And I barely ever watch anybody else's videos, but I tried to catch up this week or whatever, and then I still got distracted anyway. So I just was like, I'm going to have to just watch the races. So let me see. The Francois said, yep, Elaine looked shocked after she crossed the line. That is a positive sign. Elaine did not run well at the trials, but Frano said she was in the best shape of her life. People were confused but believed him. Michelle, she customized it herself. D'Angelo said, Sharika frustrates me. She hasn't learned from Tokyo, the Francois said. Look, Sharika ain't learned from Rio. She been doing these things since Rio. It ain't Tokyo. She ain't learned since Rio. She did something like this in Doha or something, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't know. And I would say one of my buddies here in the U.S., I know her family and stuff. She kind of repeats some of these mistakes too, but I'm not, because I'm going to contact them in a week, and I hope they say yes. They might reject me, just like another long jumper here in the U.S., a triple jumper here in the U.S. I'm not going to mention her name, but some of y'all might know who I'm talking about. But hopefully she comes and she gets a medal this year in the triple jump. Hopefully she does, because she's been kicking ass to other USA women, and she rejected coming on for an interview. I didn't ask a couple athletes. They just said, look, some of them said no. I know a few of these athletes personally, and some of them said no. So I ain't got the pool that what's his name got Ray guy on his channel where he be bringing out the athletes. That's fine with me. I keep my stuff behind the scenes. But anyway, let me see. They say, you ever notice how Jamaicans fans were always giving Brianna Williams third place before the race? Daryl Richardson said, yeah. Panache commented earlier, said double standards. Oblique need 2 more of those times. Michelle said, Carrie Did good. Yep, she is. Bree Wayne said. Jordan Lee said, I'm a Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price fan. I'm a little biased between her and Elaine Thompson-Herah. I have Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price as the favorite until I see their rounds at the championships. Shireen said, Seville time was long overdue. People who follow track and not fast time expect what they expect. Well, yeah, Pro is laughing there. I'm almost caught up. I know sha'carri have talent. I hope Sharika doesn't cost herself a medal by not leaning. See, that's what I think might happen to Francois. I think that might happen. I just gotta not lie. If Talu right here, Talu, let me click her. Do they bring up her face here? If Talu don't, no, they don't, unfortunately. If Talu don't learn, if she had the championship. Tori Bowie wouldn't even won that one time if Talu simply won. And I mean, that's talking against Tori Bowie in a way. She's legitimate, yes. But Talu had that wrapped up at the World Championships. Talu had that wrapped up. She had another race wrapped up, and then she got second again. Talu don't lean. I don't think this is something that people they need to be practicing it. Because if she don't do this on her normal races, she got to do it on a race where nobody's around her. Because she has to get in the body habit. I had to train myself as an 800 runner to make sure I finish and close. Because if I don't do it all year, and then I expect myself to close randomly, that's pulling so much willpower, and then I got to think about it. If I'm thinking about that, I'm pulling away from my form in the race. That's the same thing with Sharika. She might be pulling away from that. She's not like Shelly-Ann, where Shelly-Ann leans most of her races, but when Shelly-Ann feeling herself, she don't lean. But most of her races, she still be leaning. That's different. She's got to get into that. Carrie ran a power race more than a fast race. Yeah. They said no one should be congratulated for just showing up. Yeah. Oh, Bree fell apart. Damn. She is Bree Wayne. Okay. They said, I really wish sha'carri didn't get those implants. Matter of fact, I didn't even notice it. I got to tell you, I didn't even notice it. I guess I just wasn't looking for that. But I didn't notice it at all. The whole thing, I guess it just went in one eye and out the other one, or one ear and out the other for me. The 200 with Daphne, she needs to lean. Ayana Brown said, yeah. And then Zay said, sha'carri ran a terrible race, in my opinion, so that says a lot. Okay, now I caught up here because I'm reading the last two comments about saying Talu could be a much better performer than she is. She never seems to get it together. When it matters, she always close, but ends up out of the top 3. Yep. And then Shireen said sha'carri and her team started this. Since 2019, sha'carri has been on the horizon for so long, so expected fast times for sha'carri is expected, not disrespectful. Yeah, I agree. You kind of expect fast times for fast people. I wish track and field would get more too, because if I start a track and field league, my people aren't going to be the fastest people. I want to do head-to-head competition, the man-to-man, so to speak. If I run against you, I don't care what time it is. I'm going to beat your ass. You line up next to me, I line up next to you. That's the only thing that matters. Because guess what? If everybody in the race run the world record, it's only one winner. Unless it's a statistical tie or whatever, and we can't separate you. But in general, there's only one winner. That's what I would like to get into those head-to-heads. That's what makes it exciting. That's why even with some of these times, like last week when it was like 11-2, 11-3 or whatever it was, it still can be exciting even if the times weren't there. I tried to look at it for that. They said Dina and Sharika both had a long plane ride in their legs, so something else to think about. Shireen said, when are you going to let sha'carri grow and stop wearing toddler pull-ups? Oh, you said it, not me. Dang, that's a new one. Zay, seems like sha'carri and Sharika have similar top end speed. Okay, now let me get into this. Let me get into this full one, because I stayed on the women's 100 for a while. Then I'm going to get to the men's 100, and I'm going to wrap up probably. I normally cover every event, but y'all, I'm a little bit behind. For the people that came in later with these mass shootings and stuff weighing heavy on my head, and already telling people to be aware, don't be bootlicking cooning for the white media or anything like that, because that's what they want you to do, and they will use you as a person, as a message for the rest of us. There are people, if your own family member dies, don't say, turn the other cheek. I'm going to pray for them and I forgive them. No. Those people need to get justice on them. And whatever you feel is justice, whether they need to be strung up or whatever, you say that and you let them know. We don't need any more of these people, because they'll always find one family member. I tell people, if I ever get strung up or whatever, if I ever get strung up, and by the way, if this YouTube channel ever goes 4 months without a single post, you already know what happened. But if I ever get strung up, other than me just announcing I'm just not doing it anymore, everybody knows. They know what I want to be done to the people that strung me up. They know. There is no There's no forgiveness here. So that's what has been weighing on my head, and that's what I got a little bit preoccupied with. Plus other business that I've been doing in Nigeria, trying to get some stuff done in Jamaica. Y'all saw some of those posts and everything. So I've been dealing with those, and I don't have anybody yet to help me with this YouTube channel. I haven't really looked. Yeah, Norman. There we go. I will talk about him. So right here, Brianna Williams. I actually am not surprised that she got last. Brianna Williams is a hit and miss athlete. At this point, Brianna Williams is a hit and miss athlete. I don't know any other way to... Does it zoom in here? Yeah, we do. Let me see. Even zoomed in more. Brianna Williams is a hit and miss athlete. She could win if it's not an Elaine or Shelly Ann Fraser Price there, or some of the top hitter or big names. Or she could get last, because remember, she got second to last at the last Diamond League. If it wasn't for Richardson finishing in dead last, Brianna Williams would have finished in last. In a lot of these races, Brianna Williams, against fields that you think she will be competitive against, she will actually get third, fourth, or fifth. And these ain't even the biggest of big names. That's the only thing with her. But she is still the fourth best Jamaican athlete. So you can't take that. Oh, my goodness. I feel like I'm repeating Richardson. You can't take that away from her, right? She's the fourth best Jamaican. And sometimes the gap between third and fourth is a huge gap. For the people that run cross country before, here's a quick rule with that. You get 5 athletes to score. The other 2 push the score back for the other team. The lowest score wins. Well, I've been on teams, and I've even coached teams where 1 through 4 would obliterate. We could get first, second, third, and fourth. That's almost a perfect score. 15 is a perfect score. And then our 5th man would be so far back that the other teams could get like 20-something for their first guy, and we could still get second or third because our 5th guy might be that far back. So I think that's the case here. Brianna Williams has not yet found it in herself, and maybe she's still hitting through puberty or something. Because remember, puberty hits everybody. This is the angle that people don't pay attention to. Same thing with Arian Knighton. Puberty can hit people differently. Remember, Brianna Williams has been a star when she was younger. This may not all be up to Otto, right? This may not all be up to Otto. This could be part of her going through puberty, and it's hitting her body a little bit different. This has happened to distance runners. I've seen them. They're doing perfectly fine. Sometimes you see it. I'm from Illinois. You will see a freshman or sophomore win the Illinois State meet in cross country. Then by junior or senior year, if they even make it to state, now they're way back there. Maybe they can't even make all state. Maybe they can't even score or something like that. But it's them going through puberty. And it hits everybody different. Maybe that's an angle. Maybe I'm making an excuse. But I want to put that talking point out there, because this may not be something that people are thinking of. With these younger athletes, when they're doing so well so young, we forget that puberty can affect them. But yeah, so let me see. Dina Asher Smith. I think she's a little bit in trouble. The jet lag might be messing with her a little bit. Elaine thompson-herah also trains in Europe now. So, to my understanding, the last time I checked, that was a few months ago. So maybe that's it. But she's been running in the U.S. and racing here. So Maybe she's been mostly here. But the last time I checked, the training camp is in Europe. But Dina Asher Smith looks good, just not great. She looks good. She got out on everybody again. So that's telling me she's got the speed. Just the jet lag might have gotten to her legs. And she's unpolished right now. But the way she's running now, she don't normally look this bad. No matter if she flies overseas or something, she's running a little bit more. She's running a few more races than she normally does earlier in the season. And she's not looking as good earlier in the season. So this is telling me for a sign Dina Asher Smith may have some trouble defending her title in the 200. And of course, when she's running against Elaine Thompson-Herah, she's running against the likes of Sharika Jackson if she could get it together, Shanae Miller-Weibo, all of them. That 200 field is not as stacked as it was last year if Masalinga and Boma are injured for later on, but it's still going to be stacked. And then Kavana Davis just ran a 1095, slightly under altitude. Oh yeah, and by the way, Kavana Davis, I'm glad I didn't make a video of her earlier because it was one way. People expect people to just run fast at the beginning because they were like, yeah, Kavana Davis was going to do this and that. Is the coach doing it well? Look, Texas has produced, remember, y'all had a 400-meter hurdler that decided she didn't like the 400 hurdle. She was this close to the world record at the time. Y'all remember this? Do I have to remind y'all of y'all own athlete? For the Jamaicans in the crowd anyway. That almost broke the 400-meter world record. That was the world champion. Remember? And obliterated people. Remember? She obliterated the field. And she went to Texas. And she said she was unhappy with, the infamous coach that everybody keeps leaving. Not going to bring up his name. Everybody knows him. But he makes athletes fast. But she said, hey, he didn't allow me to run 100 hurdles. And I thought I was going to be able to do that. That's the thing I wanted to do. I would have ran the 400 hurdles if he also allowed me to do that. So the Texas coaches know what they're doing. I kind of trust what they're doing. Some athletes don't transition as well. So I'll put it that way. Jordan Lee said, Brianna, people clown Brianna, but forget she's still young. She's going to figure it out eventually. I see a lot of Shelly Ann Fraser-Price in her. She's going to be deadly in the years to come. I hope Brianna does get it together, though. And in all honesty, I like to see people that are fast transition to be fast later on. Because even if you took out the other top athletes now, it's not like she's being overshadowed. She's just not doing well. That's the thing. It's not even like, okay, she's being overshadowed like my argument was before. She's pretty inconsistent, except so far with the history of two, the World Juniors and this. At the championships, she seems to show up, and that's all that really counts at the end of the day for people's memory banks. If the championship, but for Diamond League, because that's a sports league like the NBA or any of the soccer clubs and everything, and like Premier League, this is a league. So for the Diamond League, she didn't score any points in it. She ain't doing too hot. But for a world championship, those one-off championships and everything that you could just run a fast time and then qualify for through the rounds, not to demean that, I think it's harder to qualify for the Diamond League than it is to the world championships in some ways. Because you got to consistently do well, rack up points against other people. Yeah, sure, you got to make a time in the other one, but this one is the man-to-man, the woman-to-woman type of competition to qualify. Yes, Walker, that's who I'm referring to. I didn't want to bring up the name because I wanted you guys to, have some audience participation. But yeah, she had that in it. At one point, I didn't understand her because she was like, hey, I chose happiness over that. And in my head, I'm like, look, me personally, whether I'm, quote, happy or not, I'm going to be working hard towards something I'm good at. But I do understand when people are like that because my friend's not like that. Everybody else here is kind of like they're expected. Let me go down here. Tiana Daniels, all of them. Let's go over to the, I kind of beat the dead horse on that one. Let's go over to the, oh, by the way, let me do this. The women's 1500, Faith Kipyegon meet record. It's a lot of meet records here. World leading mark 352.59. I mean, she's gonna be hard to beat. Faith Kipyegon, she's a wonder. She's a star in that 1500. Sergey is gonna be right there, but Sifan Hassan, let's see if nobody can really stop her. Jessica Hull right there, and I'm gonna shout out to somebody a little bit later. Nyando, she's trying to do her thing for Uganda. Helu St. Pierre. I mean, you had your usual players in here in the 1500, but I'm gonna just say that yeah, Kipyegon. If you put Faith on the track, it's like it's like it would be hard to bet against her. The way people are looking at Athing Mu in the 800, that's how you're looking at Faith Kipyegon. She's right there on that world record. She's so close to it that I wouldn't be surprised if she gets it. Okay, now going over to the men's 400. Let's talk about Michael Norman real quick. Okay, Michael Norman. They said Otto is on a trance. He started training Brianna like Shelly, hence the quick start. But since Elaine heated up the track last year, Otto training Brianna is different. Shireen said, interesting. That's something I gotta look into. Now, Michael Norman, the man obliterated this field, 43.60. He broke Michael Johnson's meet record. Congratulations. That was a 43.92 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right here, 43.92. Okay. He's got the world leading mark. But this is how I knew Michael Norman had a higher chance of doing something. His interview. Remember last year I wrote him off, I said it early, but then this year I said something on his interview. Last year he said, oh no, I don't know, I'm not really looking up for it. And then he said, look, my coach might get on my blank. My coach might get on me. So I need to make sure I'm focused. And then he said, no, I got it. His interviews have been completely different. His confidence is different. I don't know if last year he wasn't as confident. He seemed like he was sure of himself, but he seemed like he was sure of himself from a timid perspective. And like I told you, you can eat somebody up when you know what their weakness is. Like Lyles, he let his weakness known to people. Maroon Child, I'm going to look into seeing if the 200-400 double is a doable thing. I'm not sure. I don't want to do it live right here because then I got to pull up all this other screen. But I'm going to keep that. Let me do a screenshot of your question right now so I'll remember. But yeah, Michael Norman, he's got it back. Diamond League record, world leading mark, meet record, all that good stuff. So this is overall Diamond League record. That's interesting right there. Karani James, looking decent, actually. He's looking decent. Vernon Norwood, I gotta say, I thought he would do a little bit better, but let me do another congratulations because I had this in a mental note. Congratulations to a national record to Matthew Hudson Smith for Great Britain. That was a 23-year-old record that he just broke. So that is good. Great Britain is showing their depth in there. And I mean, Matthew Hudson Smith, I've been following him as he's been racing and everything. Congratulations to him because that's very good. 44-35, a new national record for those guys. He broke I think it's 21 or 23-year-old record for Great Britain. But I do keep up with a little bit of the athletics there, and particularly Hudson Smith. So congratulations to you, man. That was a great race for him. He was dying out toward the end, but if he could get that a little bit stronger right there, that might have been a whole 1/10 of a second there. If you look at the end of his race, he was dying hard toward it, and he was struggling that last 30 meters. But that's what happens in the 400. And you give it your all, and sometimes you're just struggling at the end. But Michael Norman, he's going to be hard to beat. Michael Cherry now, he finished in 6th place. Jareem Richards. These three guys right here in the middle, I'm actually a little bit more surprised. But with the field like this, with this depth, it's kind of hard to get everybody up the field. But Jareem Richards, after coming off from the indoor season that he got, isn't he the indoor world champion in the 400? He still broke 45. Cool. Michael Cherry, is this his season opener right now? I don't think so. Okay, so he did run a 45 something. So wait a minute, Michael Cherry. No, he ran a 44 something. So yeah, Cherry. I guess he just had a bad race or something was happening. So I'm surprised with that. I don't know what his training parameters are. They said Michael Norman was a performer of the day. I hope he gets it together for Worlds. Such raw talent. The Frank Watt said, if the 2-4 double is allowable, he should go for it. If the 2 comes after the 4, yes, he should not sacrifice his 400 on behalf of the 200. No, not at all. He's been training at USC, and I wasn't surprised at all. Shout out to Quincy Watts, Joanna Hayes, and Coach Jet. Oh yeah, Lisa Blackman said, hey, it's been a while since I saw you. Shout out to you. Yeah, and this is the fastest he's run since USC, if I'm not mistaken. This was like when he was at NCAAs. He's right off the time he ran there. So this is good. He's getting it back to his roots. He's got his confidence back. He over there celebrating and everything. Richard Hill said, perhaps it may be time for Brianna to move on. Too many fast female Jamaican sprinters now. She has to improve fast, or she may not make the national team to the World Championship. Yeah, I gotta agree with that one. We're gonna have to bring this into context. But Michael Norman, this dude was on fire. I got excited because I like to see that type of fire. He didn't have it last year, and he's got it this year. Unfortunately, he didn't have it last year. That's what I look at it as. Okay, now we did not see. Weren't we supposed to see Athing Mu in this race? So Athing Mu decided to dodge the race. Did she not? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but did Athing Mu dodge the race? People were saying that she wouldn't, but I thought she was scheduled to appear at this Diamond League Prefontaine, but then she didn't show up. Am I getting this wrong here? Now, I've made a comment somewhere on another YouTube channel under a video. Yep, she pulled out. So, don't nobody. They said Athing Mu got COVID. Okay, another athlete got COVID. Now, I'm not gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna hold my comment. Don't want to be a little bit here. That's unfortunate because now we got 2 athletes got COVID. I hope that because this is very late in the season. Yeah, he said apparently COVID. That's what I'm over here like. I hope that they do recover quickly because we got USA championships coming up, and if they are just now getting COVID, what does that mean for the championships for these athletes? One, your training is there because remember, Dalilah Muhammad had COVID and she was injured last year, but that was way early in the season. That was way early in the season. Okay, I did not know that. Like I say, I haven't been keeping up with things here. Thank y'all for giving me the context here, because a lot of these I had to play them on 2x speed actually, and I muted them. I didn't hear no commentary for a lot of them. Some of them I did, but if they said she pulled out because of COVID, because of that, I did not. But hopefully she recovers in time. If she loses at the World Championships, it could be due to COVID, but it also could be due to Keely Hodgkinson is right there. People do not realize that, okay, Athing Mu has a 155.04 and Hodgkinson is a 155.88. Yes, that is a half a second or something like that difference. Over a half a second, nearly a second difference. But that's not that far because remember, AJ Wilson is a 155.61, and sure, she may not have been able to tap into her speed like that as consistently as these athletes, but there have been a lot of people capping and saying that Athing Mu cannot lose. Athing Mu went up to her Texas A&M former teammates, and she had an interview. I think I'm going to share it on the YouTube channel, and said that and said that she has never had, and I watched her AAU races, and she was correct. She's never been a consistent winner. Sometimes she'll win the championships, sometimes she wouldn't. That usually the past is the best indicator of the future. Not the only one, but the best one. So Athing Mu is not undefeatable. She says she was surprising herself. She got more confidence when she came into Texas A&M because this is the first time things like this were just happening, clicking it like that. She didn't have any time goals. She told a lot of things that were very interesting in that interview of her former teammates. I think it's called like the freshman or junior varsity bench players or something like that. It's a very interesting name that Texas A&M gave them, or what they got is their little hosting TV show. But yeah. But let me get to here. A'ja Wilson. I gotta say, here's another hype that FloTac did. Y'all a little bit wrong for this one. Y'all a little bit wrong for this one, FloTac. FloTrack. I want y'all to hear this before y'all copyright strike me falsely for this video. A'ja Wilson is the American record holder for the 600. What y'all did was, y'all didn't even acknowledge that in the race when they were racing up against each other. She went into the lead because she could expect there. The time that Athing Mu ran was slower than A'ja Wilson's PR. So A'ja Wilson obviously has some confidence. Plus, she's not used to leading races as much anymore. So she tries some different strategy with Athing Mu. I'm an 800 runner, and sometimes those same athletes I couldn't beat in the 400, I couldn't beat in the 800, I could kick their ass flying in the 600. So maybe that's what Wilson was thinking. She went out, but then she faded, and she had a bad race. She's run several times very good in the 600. So FloTac, with y'all bad reporting on that, because y'all know the facts, y'all knew all the other facts to Natoya Gould and everything like that, but you couldn't because y'all was trying to pump up the Jamaica versus USA narrative. That's the narrative y'all got. I understand. But we got a narrative over here covering the best athletes. And if I have any knowledge on it, I'm going to cover it. If I don't, then I just don't know. But this one I do know. Wilson has been a star athlete since she was like 18 on the international scale. So she's actually been good. So Wilson had a good race here. Hodgkinson is a danger to look out for. Her 400 PR is much faster than Wilson. So Wilson is one of the slowest people in the field when it comes to the 400 PR. I think she needs an update on that. Or she just needs to run 600s and 800s. Because the year she ran that 155 and she ran the American record for the 600 and she was doing well, she did nothing but 600s and 800s. She didn't do anything else. She didn't even run a 400, which was ironic. So I think A'ja Wilson needs to go back to those roots, and she might actually get a new PR. She might be more competitive. Raven Rogers, good race as always. I think she used to be in the former Oregon project, and now she's in a different one, so she's doing pretty well. Natoya Gould, doing her thing. She's kind of like the Ta Lu of the 800, unfortunately. A'ja Wilson is kind of like that too, actually, because she's as fast as she is, and she's struggled to get medals. You would think she would have won in Doha, but unfortunately she didn't win in Doha. But Natoya Gould, I just, and not Ta Lu because she doesn't lean, but she's Ta Lu because she just can't keep up. And that's unfortunate. She gets overshadowed by everybody else. Nakai, I almost want to say, because I think Nakai, wasn't she the Uganda athlete that won? She's the defending champion coming back in the 800. The way she is run after that, and I'm surprised she didn't get disqualified actually, because she had pushed the mess out of Wilson in the prelim or the semis, and they still allow her, and then she pushed herself around. She doesn't run as aggressively as she used to. I guess that was a youthful ignorance, but she hasn't run as well as she used to either. So it's kind of unfortunate here that she's not running as well, but it's a new season best this year. So Jim Ariki for Great Britain doing all right as well. They said Keely has shown she is a real deal. If Mo is off a bit, Keely can get it. Many of her competitors underperformed in Tokyo. Almanza, Gould, Wilson. I don't think Gould underperformed. Gould has always been there. See, Gould is doing what Wilson was doing for the last 2-3 championships. Now, you could say Niyonzaba and the Caster Semenya and all of them were there. And if you take them out, sure. But in Gould, I mean, Wilson probably would have been champion if you took out the 3 athletes that winded up being DSD later. That was the one race. Other than that, it was still hard pressed to see Wilson even medal at some of those. She finished that far back, and she was that good. Because during the rest of the season, she would be right behind Semenya. That would be the only person that could beat her, or Niyonzaba and Semenya. But then she gets to the championship, and she just couldn't get it. That's why I'm saying Natoya Gould is taking the place that Wilson was at. Gould could be behind the winner, but then she's not underperforming. She just can't keep up. And that's where she is. She ain't got it. She just does not have it. And that's unfortunate for her. Because I seen her. I remember she was over there at the Caribbean Championships that just took place. And she was with Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. She was cheering on the youth. And I was like, man, Gould looked good. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But she was just standing there. That's a side subject. I always got to throw these things in there. But she was standing there cheering them on, and I just couldn't help but think. I was like, she just don't have the talent that the other athletes got, and she's always freaking there. From college all the way to now. I don't think she's underperforming. She's literally performing to the best of her ability. I think she's one of those athletes that has done it, but people will interpret that she did because she's not as fast. That's what I got to say on that one. But she's kind of like the Talu because she's kind of like there. What is there? Oh, the men 1 mile. I got to cover this because this is another exciting one. And then I'm going to get to the men's 100, and then we're going to end it off. I know I just skipped a couple of events. Sorry, guys. But Jakob Ingebrigtsen, world leading time. He did not get the meet record, which was held by him, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3:47.24. So 3:49.76. World leading mark. Oliver Hoare of Australia. The defending world champion, Timothy Chariot. Very interesting. 350.77. He kind of got dropped. All the field got dropped with about 400 meters to go or 380 to go. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, he was in the lead the entire time. He gapped the field right there. Increased it at 200 meters to go. Chariot was doing his thing, holding off the field until just the last minute. He kind of got beat out in that last 15 or 17 meters or so to Oliver Hoare. But Chariot, maybe it's just where he is in his training now, but this is not a good sign for, in my opinion, for his defense of his world championship title, because he's already going against Ingebrigtsen, and although I think he beat him indoor for the indoor world championship, this is outdoor and it's run a little bit different. The person that says sha'carri loses no matter what is a miserable hater, because that's just a lie, LOL. If anything, she receives most attention even after coming past a year back. Oh, last. Aljeed said, oh, okay. We're kind of past that conversation. Where you got to stay focused. Got to stay focused. Ajleed. Got to stay focused. Cooper Tier, we had a high schooler break 4 minutes. Congratulations to the high schooler that was in the field. I cannot remember where the high schooler is here. I think is that Colin, I think here. So Clayton Murphy. Here's our 800 athlete running the mile. Cooper Tier looking okay. Cole Hocker. He's actually the defending USA champion. So there you go. But congratulations. I hope to one day break 4 minutes in the mile. That will be hopefully good. Now we're getting up to the men's 100. Here's the final thing I'm covering. All right. And I might have to do a separate video on this one too. I'm going to just say it right now. Christian Coleman is in trouble. I got to say it now that I saw it. Oh yeah. Ayana Brown, thank you. Everybody that's here, we got 163 people. We had about almost 200 at one point. Then I covered a distance race, and I guess people went off and thought I wasn't going to cover the 400 or something. Look, smash the like button. Let's try to get like 50% of everybody to come out. Don't hate on the video. Smash the like button. But Christian Coleman needs some freaking work. Christian Coleman needs some work right now. This was a bad race by him because based on his 200, he should have ran a better one. But because he had such a bad start. And remember, this is a rarity, okay? Christian Coleman is a good starter. It's just like when Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, I call it a misfire, right? You got a car that's always there. It just starts and then boom, you doing a drag race, boom. And then one time it just goes boom and you get a misfire. This was a misfire. I don't look at this as a normal thing. I say Coleman got to do some work, but that's only if he has another race like this. All that happened is that he had a bad start. He burned up all of his energy. Think about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce last year. She was at Tokyo. Remember, there are fast starters. They have an engine. They're short. They got an engine. Short athletes going to have some kind of disadvantage if they can't keep up with other athletes there, especially if they're a fast starter. Think of it this way. You got that a little bit of adrenaline rush or the nitro in a car. It lasts for a couple of steps in this case. 10 meters, 15 meters. You got to use it, because if you don't use it properly, you've now burned up your energy trying to get there. Because Coleman got beat out the blocks by Trayvon Bromell. Where does that happen? It doesn't. Coleman is a much better starter than Bromell, but he winded up taking the lead of the race. He got distracted so much by Bromell and then having a bad start himself. If you look at their reaction times, they don't have it here, but there was another place that showed that. But if you look at the reaction times, you'll see, I should have been posting these finish line photos a long time ago, but you'll see how that is. So, oh, sorry about that. So right here, we got Trayvon Bromell. Congratulations to him. He was ecstatic. I have a speculation that if he beat Coleman indoor, he probably wouldn't have ended his season like that. That's my headcanon here, but I don't know. I haven't interviewed him or anything like that, so I wouldn't know. But that's my headcanon. I'm going to stick to it unless otherwise can't be proven wrong, because he'll just say, no, I was going to do it anyway. So there you go. Fred Curley, I actually forgot he was in a race. I forgot he was in a race. I'm not even going to lie. He was so forgotten in this race because of the Coleman Trayvon Bromell thing that happened here, that it was like, Curly's in a race? It literally went like that. I know they introduced everybody, but then it was like, oh, Curly. Oh, okay. I remember Noah Lyles was there, because I mean, Noah Lyles, he was catching up real good at the end. His top end speed and his acceleration toward the end of the race, he was just like right there, but he just got a horrible start. Imagine he gets an actual good start, he would be hard to beat. But Noah Lyles, he knows, and that's what he's trying to go. And like he said, he's going for the 100. The money's there. Hopefully he can actually qualify for the team. But if not, then he's got to stick to his 200. He's very good at that. But Knighton got blazed. Bednarik got blazed. Kyrie King got blazed. Negras. Yeah. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Because is this his season opener here? Because, I mean, DeGrasse wasn't looking good in the 200 either last week. DeGrasse was not looking good in the 200. I wonder what's going on with him. Is he facing an injury? Because, remember, I've been a little bit out of it the last 2 weeks. Did he say he's facing an injury? Because I saw his race, and he kind of got blazed out the 200. He got left off the curve in the 200 last week. And then this week, 10:21, and he's running earlier than he normally does. It's a lot of athletes running earlier than they normally do in these other countries where it's easy for them to qualify in. This is telling me something is a little bit off on their training. Now, also they're trying to get, a time on the Prefontaine track, because that's where, or the Oregon track, because that's where they're gonna run it. That's fair. But Dina Asher Smith don't normally be running this early in the season, unless I'm quote early in the season, or this often. That's what it is. This often. DeGrasse, I mean, other than the Usain Bolt era, he wasn't really running like this when it's nobody with competition in his own country, he kind of just walked through. You saw it last year. They are Maroon Child said world champs are a month early. The world champion 100 final with DeGrasse and Fred is with DeGrasse and Fred Curley. Shireen Sherwood said, no, they start early because world champs is early. It's July 15th, I think. Yeah, it is. I don't know if that's a month early. It's only 2 weeks, isn't it? Because I thought, oh yeah, I forgot. You know what? I'm thinking of, I'm thinking of some other championship. I forgot because the European Championships are this year. That's why I think the World Championships is moved around. We got the World Juniors again. We got a whole bunch of championships this season. My mind is getting flipped around. Yes, you guys are right. Thank you for catching that one. See, I'll admit when I get that stuff there. We got to flow tack. Y'all got to start admitting when y'all be doing stuff wrong now. Anyway, let me stop dogging on them. Let me see. Coleman just looks a bit off this season. With a few other big names, he would have been further down the field. Yeah, maybe. Albert said Oblique Seville coming. Ayana Brown said his last 20 meters have been a problem this season. He showed even in the 60 he did this year. Should we be worried about Andre? Yes, DeGrasse, I think at this point, because it's so close, he's technically got how many weeks? He's got 6 weeks to improve. Dina Asher Smith opened this time last year. I'm just saying the amount of races she's getting in. Because as long as, from what I can check, she didn't run as many regular races like this last year. That's what I mean, Lisa. They say I'm worried, but not worried at the same time for DeGrasse. He usually gets better as the season goes, but 10-2 is very worrying, DeFrancois said. Yeah, it's not like he said he's injured. To my knowledge, I don't think he's injured. This is real troubling for him. Because in the 200 and this 100, they're both backing each other up. That's the thing. It's one thing if he had a bad race for 1 week, but he ran the 200, and his 200 was nothing for his caliber, nothing to be proud about. So that's what I'm starting to look at. Bednarik, he just wasn't there. He didn't have it this race. That's what I'll look at. That's what I'll look at for him, because throughout the rest of the season, his 200, everything else has been good. It was a little bit cool. You could say that for all of these guys is a little bit cool and all that good stuff. So, okay, cool, whatever. Arian Knighton, same thing. It's just like, okay, cool. Bad race for some of them, or they just don't got it there. Kyrie King, he should be doing better, but Andre DeGrasse, that's the big name here. That's the real big name in the 100 here. Arian Knighton, he ain't got the 100 pedigree just yet, but he does have the 200. So if we saw this for him in the 200, then it would be worrying. They said Andrea said, similar name. Andre always performs best at big races. I wouldn't be worried about him. I'm worried because, yeah, he does perform best, but he don't be running like this. He doesn't run like this. That's the thing. They said DeGrasse never runs good in the season. He's a championship performer, D'Angelo said. Yes, he does. I gotta push back against that. I should pull up the World Athletics page with this, but I'm not, because this is gonna be the last thing here. But if memory serves me correctly, he does perform fairly well. He's not like a I'm trying to think of somebody else. He doesn't do last. He ain't running no 10:21s. That's the thing. He'll run a 10:20 something at a different race, and he won't come last. That's the thing. He'll run it at some small meet where he'll finish first. He's not doing it at a big meet like this. When he's at a big meet, he might finish third, fourth, or something like that. He's not finishing last. That's a difference. He's not getting blown out in the 200 either. So I hope that in 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I think for the men it is 6 weeks, he will get it together. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried for him. They said Andre will be fine. Maroon Child said Andre will be fine, provided he makes his team. Canada's men's scene is starting to get a little crowded. Yeah, DeGrasse ain't got nothing to worry about there. Nope, he ain't got nothing to worry about. Even with him improving slightly, I think he might be able to make the team, not even breaking 10 seconds. So as long as he can run a low 10, he should be able to make the team. Yeah, as long as he can do that over there, he should make the team. They said DeGrasse never looks this bad, though. Gonna have to keep an eye on him. Yeah. So when it comes down here, I forgot Fred Curley was in the race. No lie. But congratulations to Bro Mel. I'm keeping an eye on him. He had a phenomenal start compared to him. Running against a slight headwind is cool. It was a little bit wet on the track. Those conditions there, meaning he could have broke 9.9, but here it is, 9.93 for him. Fred Curley 9.98. Coleman 10.04, just in front of Noah Lyles, and Noah Lyles doing his theatrics. I really enjoy him being on the track like that. That's the goofball we need. We need somebody with that light energy where everybody else is there, because that's the diversity that we need. We need some people that's the super serious types, the showboaters, all of them. That's what gets you to keep the sport alive. But anyway, thank you guys for coming out and watching the channel. That's all I got for now. I'm going to be catching up on a lot of videos and making them individual. Maybe about should we be worrying about if Dina Asher Smith, should we worry about Shelly Ann Fraser Price, should we worry about Sha'Carri Richardson? These are good questions that I think need to be answered, and I'm going to see those in a proper context of where they are. But like I said, always be blessed, stay rich, and always look, surprising things can happen. All right, surprising things can happen. I know Coleman is over here. He was like, please let me have a good race, but it just wasn't there for him. Woodism, oh my goodness, you late. I'm surprised you wasn't out here roasting Richardson earlier. Woodism said, I'm here to listen to my fellow trackies tell me what a great and wonderful person, quote, that girl is. Come on now. Hey, you late for that one. You late for that one. Gary Seward, Jamaica just doesn't like Sha'Carri. I don't know what you talking about. There's no reason to just not like Sha'Carri. There's a little bit of rivalry between the USA and Jamaica. That's fine. Hey, look, y'all have rivalry or whatever. Cool. Like rivalry among cousins, great. Hey, that builds up stronger stuff. But Richardson kind of gave a reason to be disliked. I don't really care for any of the athletes in general, other than when they start talking about our great black leaders, when they talking about for civil rights and black empowerment and stuff. Now, when y'all start talking crooked like that, like a Nicki Minaj or Cardi B did, or Rihanna did with slandering either Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, whether it's Marcus Garvey or any of them, then I got some smoke for them. If y'all just talking some general stuff, that's entertainment for the sports channel. But me personally, I don't really care for it. Me personally, that's just here and there. But I will get involved because it's track. Like, hey, look, this is a boxing match. They said to death FC. I don't know what that means. Jamaica don't like talk with no action. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. I don't like talk with no action. If you're going to be a trash talker, I need you to back it up. If not, you're going to get roasted like what happened last year. Andrea said, you can't speak for all of Jamaica. Maybe you don't like her, but you haven't spoken to every single Jamaican to speak for the country. Yeah. Okay, Andrea, I will say this. I remember I was at a hotel last year in Houston, and the woman there, she was a Jamaican. And I said something about the YouTube channel. Now, even if I tell somebody in person about my YouTube channel, I never tell them the name. I just like to remain faceless to it. other than the people that know me that have found this because they happen to find it. But if I tell people, they was like, oh yeah. Then I told her about the roast I did. Man, this woman then snapped, called me all types of names, and everything was like, how dare you talk? She went on the defending thing, and I was like, well, I roasted her because she was trash talking. Like, I didn't roast her for no reason. But to her, it didn't matter. She was a Sha'Carri Richardson fan. So there are Jamaican athletes or former athletes. There are Jamaicans that like Sha'Carri Richardson, but she's given a reason for some people not to like her. Come on now, let's not pretend like she ain't been saying stuff or saying things that have been, a little bit greasy. Some people defend her like some Americans just defend her, just like some Jamaicans do. She got fans all over the place. So people have different standards for different people. I personally do not care for Sha'Carri Richardson like I don't care for many athletes out there. I personally have like that, and for comparison, I personally like Shelly Ann Fraser-Price because when she smiles, she got a personality on the track. She smiles, she light people up. That's one of those people. Just like Haile Gebrselassie as the distance runner. When he was smiling out there, win, lose, or whatever, he out there lighting people up when he come out and smile. When he comes out and did something, you feel it when you look at the athletes. Some athletes got that. Those people are there. Other people, I didn't personally care for Usain Bolt. I didn't dislike him. I didn't personally like him either. He was just there. Justin Gatlin got me excited. Tyson Gay, I was like, okay, this guy, sometimes he looked like he rolled out of bed when he was at some of these track meets. Like, he was that focused. He was like, dang, he's so focused, he looked like he asleep. That's how I know he about to run fast, to me. So some people, they stand out. Justin Gatlin stood out. No matter what y'all say with the drug cheating, even though I changed my opinion on the lifetime ban versus none and everything like that, I will still say he brought the excitement there to me. So some people are excited because Sha'Carri's on the track, no matter what she says. So they say I'm Jamaican. Mouth talk don't work with us. Timothy the Inventor, shout out to you. I'm at the tail end. I'm just now talking probably the next 2 minutes or something. Because, by the way, anybody that's here, shout out to Jason Black here. I'm going to catch that. He just started. It's at 7 p.m. now, Central USA time. He has a YouTube channel called The Black Authority. Yes, he does talk about, some people don't like it, but there are many subscribers here that are also subscribed there where he talks about, hey, Jamaican people ain't on code and stuff like that. Some people don't like that, or Tariq Nasheed or any of those people, because they don't listen for the context of what they're saying. Because we got a lot of writers. I generally do agree with their thoughts and sentiments on it, because I've run into too many people from Nigeria, from Jamaica, from all of these other things that have talked to me greasy and have defended some of these white supremacists, which is, I just cannot fathom as another black person looking at them and defending it. But other than that, they're talking about solutions and building up these nations and everything. And if you listen to them for that context, go check them out. The Black Authority for Jason Black, or the YouTube channel called The Business. They didn't pay me for this, obviously. I'm a frequent caller of The Business on Jason Black's channel and everything, and I try to get things done myself. So if you guys are interested in that, also I have a Telegram group here for the people that are here. It's called Crypto Chat Africa. I didn't think I was going to shout it out, but somebody told me I'm going to start connecting. I like to keep all of my stuff separate, but it's called Crypto Chat Africa. It's a public group. If you're interested in that, we talk about cryptocurrencies for Africa and the diaspora. I'm going to have one called Crypto Chat Black. I already registered the website, by the way, but there's nothing on there. But Crypto Chat Black, where it's going to be basically everybody else. But until then, everybody, if you want to talk about that, we talk about things that have just occurred. Myself, I'll just share one thing here for those that are interested. I took $1.1 thousand. It winded, and I might have to cut this out later because it's kind of personal. But I took $1.1 thousand. It was this one crypto that crashed. Luna lost people $40 billion. Sorry for them for risking their life savings and all that stuff. But it wound up making me $180,000. That was happening over the last 2 weeks. Other things that were happening. We talk about black empowerment there. We have things called about improving Africa and the diaspora. We got this thing going on now. So if you want to do things other than just having a sports channel, definitely leave that in the comment section. after this video or on one of my posts, I'll start posting up the links and I'll start doing videos on those, because I don't want us to just be entertained. I want us to start pushing, because they're trying to really keep us as it is. So y'all go ahead and check out those things. But let me read y'all last comment. Doesn't matter if you're Jamaican, I'm American, and I still can't speak for all of America, Andrea said. Yeah, that's true. I think you could speak for certain mindsets of people, and that's what I do. I speak for certain mindsets. I speak for a certain income class and everything like that when it comes to what I'm doing. Oh, looks like he's live right now. That's the notification. I'll catch you all on the next one. Thank you guys for coming out, though. You've been watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. They said the problem with a lot of y'all, you see country before the actual athlete, LOL. They are all super athletes. I think that comes with a lot of people. Timothy the Inventor said, I wasn't able to see any of the performances at pre. What were the key things that happened? Timothy, you're going to have to catch this video and just play it on 2x speed.